Hi, and welcome to Stamp with Ginny. Today I'm going to share with you this fun Dragonfly card that was created using the Dragonfly Garden bundle from the 2021 January-June mini catalog. So let me set this aside and we'll get started. I'm going to start with my stamping for this project, and I am going to do this card in a landscape mode. So I am going to bring in my Smoky Slate cardstock. I'm also going to be using my Mossy Meadow ink for this project. I'm going to stamp my Dragonfly up in the upper right hand corner here. And then I'm going to bring in my sentiment for True Friend, and I'm going to stamp it close to the bottom here, right in the center of my cardstock. Now that I have that done, I am going to stamp my center panel quickly while I have my ink out. So I'm going to bring in this beautiful floral image and stamp it up along the left-hand side of my center panel, just to give it a pop of color. And of course I can do the same thing on my envelope if I would like. After all, it's nice to have pretty envelopes. I'm going to move my ink to the side so that I can start building my front panel. I'm going to bring in my designer series paper pieces here and lay them out. You can do this for a visual so that you can have an idea of where you're going to adhere them. I'm going to place the first two panels here above the stamping where I'd like it, and then this last panel should fit right in here to the left of the sentiment. And of course you can move these around as desired. So now that I have an idea of where I want things, I can start adhering. I'm going to add this first panel here to the left of my Dragonfly, and I'm going to drop it about 1/4 of an inch. And then I'm going to bring in this beautiful center panel. I love these images on the designer series paper. They're big and bold and perfect for our kind of projects that we're doing today. I'm going to lay that down in place. And then this last panel, I am going to add here in the bottom left-hand corner. And I'm going to use approximately that same margin that I did at the top here, so it's consistent. There we go. Now for the faux ribbon. I'm going to bring in a piece of ribbon that is just slightly larger than my card base. And use my paper snips to cut it off the roll there. And then because I'm doing a faux ribbon, I want to decide where I want to place that, and I want to put it right about there. And then I'm going to flip this over, and I'm going to add some of our adhesive to each side. What that allows me to do is wrap my ribbon easily and adjust it as I want it. So I've got that wrapped around each side here, and it's going to catch that adhesive because I've put that nice long strip on the back. And of course this side's a little high, so I can simply remove that from the adhesive, adjust, and re-stick. I just love that. And then I'm going to adhere this onto my card front. So I'm going to bring in my Blackberry Bliss and score that, making sure my opening is where I need it to be. And then I'm simply going to adhere that down to the card front. And as I explained, that adhesive will allow you to adhere to the card front also where you have the overlap of the ribbon, so it's not a waste. I'm going to bring in a small bow that I tied here out of that same Mossy Meadow ribbon, and I'm going to take a glue dot and apply that to my card front. And I'm going to do that right here in the center of my Blackberry Bliss so that it really pops. Okay, now I have these 3 dragonflies, and I hope you can see this. When you punch these out with the coordinating punch, they kind of have a little bit of a cup to them, and I'm going to take advantage of that. Normally I would take my bone folder and add a little bit of lift to those wings, but this has got enough just by the nature of the punch. So I'm going to apply a dimensional onto the back, and then I'm going to place these around my card front as desired. I'm going to put one there by the sentiment. I'm going to add another one here onto the designer series paper, and then this third one I'm going to place under that big dragonfly that we just stamped. There we go. And of course, the inside of your card at this point, you can adhere or you can set it inside for a later use. I just love this bundle. I think you will too. The Dragonfly Garden and its coordinating punch can be found in our January-June 2021 mini catalog. And of course, if you don't already have a mini catalog and would like one, email me your name, address, and phone number, and I'll be happy to drop one in the mail to you. Meanwhile, if you'd like any of these products, feel free to stop by my online store. You can get there from my blog, Stamp with Jini. Thanks for joining me.